That guy hopefully was fired.
Um, it might have been
Well,
He's like, well,
welcome to the Pixel Primos Video Game Podcast, the show where we talk about all the latest things in gaming, from Link stacking rupees to Parappa smashing groupies. Hey,
yeah.
I'm Juan Solo.
And I'm your magically obese friend, Paco.
and I'm not magical. I don't think I'm obese. I think I'm just fat. I don't.
You're a little chubby. You're not fat. You just got a little butt.
It's all that Halloween candy.
Dude,
Yeah.
Halloween candy is the
I'm
best.
JJ. That's what I need to do. I need to hit up a Walgreens and just like
Always hit up the CVS and the Walmart after Valentine's and after Halloween.
Yeah.
Get all the best candy deals.
And see, we always offer the best advice.
That is solid financial advice.
on
Give
this
me your
show.
portfolios.
Once again,
just like
the candy-heavy portfolio pays off for the hungry investor.
Buy Dogecoin. Buy Sheepcoin. Buy.
Nah, dog. Buy chocolate coin.
Ooh. One of those chocolate coins with the 4-leaf clover on it.
Yeah.
But yes, let us take this moment to acknowledge the true alphas of this channel, our listeners, our viewers. And this brings an end to the spooky season for 2024. We'll be back next year with some more spooky content. And who knows, maybe we can sprinkle some more throughout the year, because it seems you guys really dig these episodes. That said, though, we did get a comment on our horror game discussion. Comment comes from Joe Jira.
As always, my rock.
But yes, he's talking about Silent Hill, saying, I remember my first experience with Silent Hill, but it wasn't scary. I always watched my cousin play it, but I only caught one of the endings. He got the UFO ending, so for a while I thought the series was about aliens.
There's a UFO, and I don't play, but there's a UFO ending.
So Silent Hill, there's a bunch of endings for Silent Hill, and there's some like joke endings, and yeah, the UFO alien, whatever you want to call it, that's one of the joke endings. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the creators were nice, at least in like the sequels, that you couldn't get the joke endings on your first playthrough. You had to so but I don't know if they had that kind of restriction in the original one. But yeah, they had some fun with some of the endings, and yeah, some are better than others, and then some are just, in the ridiculous.
Is there one of them with the dog, or is that Resident Evil?
I think that's
the second one.
Yeah,
that's the true ending.
In a way, it is, because I think it's actually like the hardest ending to get. Well,
it is
hard in the sense that like people couldn't figure out how to get it. Like it seems so random.
It really does seem really random. When I saw that, because I've seen the videos, I'm like, the fuck? How do you even like get the idea for, like, you know what, there's a trick here,
that's the crazy thing about Silent Hill. At least it's that to get certain endings, it's not explained, and it's not even like obvious. It's not like your typical, like, you have like your Telltale games where you make the choices and stuff, and where some of them it's kind of like just outright, like, you pick this one, you're gonna get this ending. You pick this, you're gonna get the Silent Hill. No, it's very much on the actions you take, and even some of the most random things can trigger which ending you get. So in the case for the second one, and again, I'm going by the original game, not the remake. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it works in the remake, but at least in the original one on PS2, um, I believe stuff like how many enemies you killed factor which ending you get, and likewise which objects you inspect and you look at also affect the ending. So even something
Okay.
as small as
Oh.
that, and there's a particular item, I don't want to say it in case it does affect the remake, but there is an item that if you look at it for a certain amount of time, or you just open it up in your inventory to look at it a certain number of times, that will give you the bad ending.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
That's pretty crazy.
However, there's another item that if you look at it will give you the good ending. So again, it's small shit like that that affects it. So that's kind of some of the cool things about uh
It, it's a picture of Edward
Silent
James
Hill.
almost ass from Family Guy. That's what gives you
Yes.
the good ending.
Yes, exactly. But anyway, while on the subject of video games, what are you guys playing right now?
Well, I am currently playing two games. It is Black Ops 6 and No
Hmm.
Man's Sky. Black Ops 6, I'm almost done with the campaign. I like the campaigns of the Call of Duty games. I
Hmm.
don't really care too much for multiplayer, mainly because I suck. Like, I'm not a very good player. I'm just the liability of the group.
Mm.
But I've been playing the campaign. I enjoy all the campaigns. There's one of the levels in the campaign, one of the missions is kind of an open world type of mission, which I really enjoy. You can
Oh,
solve
okay.
them, and when you're playing the campaign and some of the missions, you have the option of either going stealth or going loud. If you do stealth, then you can get a certain calling card and all these other things. The zombies I play with a group of friends of mine, and that's actually a lot of fun. The round based zombies coming back is a lot of fun.
Oh
And I
yeah, I
like
like
trying to
round based
find all the
zombies.
cool Easter eggs, and I'll play it like I'll do usually like 2 to 3 playthroughs of the campaign, just because like the first playthrough I'll try to find anything and everything that I can, all the secrets or the and here you have to find safes, so I try to find all the safes and I try to do all the calling cards and the masteries that I can. And once I've done my playthrough once, then I'm like, all right, I'm going to go online and I'll look for the different guides of like, okay, what's out there, what's this, what's that, and then I'll try to complete those. And then with zombies, I like doing the all the little cool Easter eggs. I don't know all of them. Usually, I'll end up finding one or two things. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I didn't know you could do this. And then after a
Mm.
while, I'm like, all right, I want to go online and just look up all the different tutorials on the
Yeah.
different and I try to do the glitches. I can never do the glitches. I can never ever do the glitches. And with No Man's Sky, I'm just enjoying No Man's Sky. Collecting,
Yep.
shooting down aliens and shit, and going to different planets and walking around. It's kind of cathartic in a way.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's the only thing I'm playing right now. What about
And
you
what about
guys?
you, Jay?
I've been mostly just replaying Cyberpunk. I've been
Hmm.
kind of like not playing it very often, just like because Jordan gave us his Sling account, and Sling has this thing where like you win raffle tickets if you watch. Like I,
Okay.
I
Oh,
don't
okay.
I don't know how the fuck it works because it's not my Sling account, right? So I don't get the emails.
Hmm.
Like, but I noticed that every once in a while when I would watch something and then I'd like, all right, I'm gonna change the channel to something else. On the corner, it would say, "You earned 10 entries," and I was like, "For what?" Like, so so lately I've kind of just been more watching TV rather than like actually playing stuff, but I've been playing through Cyberpunk. I finally made it to the heist in the opening. Like I beat the heist in the opening, so I'm like the world is opened up now. Um I always take my sweet ass time with the heist in the beginning because I like to play stealth characters,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
and I have my build set up to be stealthy, and for whatever reason at the very end I always get caught, and there's a boss fight that you can avoid if you do stealth.
Hmm.
So like this playthrough, I was like, no, I'm not gonna fucking fight the Ed 209 from RoboCop. I'm going to sneak past
Yo.
his ass. He's not too hard. Like, he's killable even in with the basic weapons that you get during the heist, because you lose all your guns before you start it.
Mhm.
Which I forgot, because when I was playing it, like working my way up to it, Mark was asking me like, "Oh, how far are you?" I was like, "I'm at the beginning, dude, but like, I'm gonna be stealthy and I want to like get throwing knives because I always get caught in the heist, forgetting that like, oh yeah, when I go to the heist, they take away my fucking throwing knives, so I didn't fucking have them. I spent like hours trying to find a good knife."
Yeah.
um but I've been playing through that, and I'm thinking about picking up this game that I just heard about. It's on Steam and it's on the Switch for like $10, but it looks right up my alley. It's 1980X or 198X. It's a fucking like retro ass looking video game. It's a video game ass video game. It's got like pixel art, and you play through different genres of games. Like,
Oh.
you do like a driving game, and it looks like Outrun or like fucking Cruising World.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you play it's got a beat 'em up section, it's got a shoot 'em up section. It just looks like super cool, like super up my alley, the kind of games that I like to play on the Switch.
Yeah.
So I'll probably pick this up once I get a little more money, and I mean, it's only $10. It's not crazy expensive, but I also
Mhm.
probably shouldn't just be like buying random shit right now.
But also,
Yeah, I
everything
think.
is expensive right now. $10
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
So.
lot, man. Well, for
$10.
us
That's
poor
two
people,
hot and ready's,
Mm.
dog.
$10, man. That's fuck what? It's a carton of eggs right now. Fucking 10.
Mm.
Fucking eggs are expensive
I'm.
now. But steal my
I'm look.
neighbor's
I'm.
chickens.
I'm looking at the game. They have it on Steam,
Yeah, it's also on
and
Steam.
holy shit, yeah, it looks awesome. Yeah, you're not kidding that it's like a bunch of genres of games. So it's like an arcade game simulator almost.
Yeah, and the Steam description says that it's a coming of age story told through multiple games and genres.
Mhm.
So, like, I'm also curious to see like what the story that's tying
Mhm.
these different games together is. Like, I like coming
Right.
of age
Yeah.
stories. I'm a fucking
Mhm.
idiot that's been arrested development. Like, yeah, I want to play this game. It looks dope. I'll probably pick it up later. But yeah, I've been mostly playing Cyberpunk. I started the download for Call of Duty, but I need to delete shit.
Yeah, yeah. I deleted a lot of stuff prior. Well, I mean, I don't really play a lot. I had Apex and PUBG and Fall Guys and a bunch of other stuff. But I have Game Pass, so
Yeah, I
I
have
can
it
just
on
re-download
PC.
that as
Yeah.
well. But I just like, all right, and I have a 1 terabyte external hard drive that I use. And my buddy was like, "You need to buy that because if you're gonna be continue playing Call of Duty, that shit just keeps taxing on shit." So I
Yeah.
was like, "All
Mhm.
right," but then now this one's on Game Pass, so I don't really.
I mean, I'm
Well,
just
at least
gonna
the Xbox.
uninstall all my Blizzard games because, like,
Yeah,
I'm
Mhm.
one. I never played WoW to begin with, even when I
yeah.
worked there.
Mhm.
Sure as fuck not gonna play it now that I have to pay for it. Fuck that.
Well,
Yeah.
I never played any of like the MMORPGs. I've always wanted to. I just never did. 'Cause
they're
I feel like
they're
it's
not
There.
time
really.
consuming.
They can
It's a
be.
lot of grinding.
It's
Uh
not.
huh.
It's just not for me. Like,
Yeah. Like I think if you had like a solid group of people you
Hmm.
could like play
yeah.
with, then maybe there's something there. But
Honestly, yeah.
since.
When I started working at Blizzard, and they're like, you get these free codes that you can give out to your friends and stuff, and you don't have to pay for game time, and you can give them game time codes. And I was like, I got friends. Maybe if I played with them, like, it'd be fun, because we were already like, to WoW's credit, a lot of the social stuff that it has built into it is really neat and really
Hmm.
really cool. Like, a lot of other games have stolen it. Like, clans is a fucking WoW thing. It's guilds. Raids. A lot of games started inputting raids and stuff. Like
Yep.
all that stuff is cool and it's fun, but like you can't do it alone. And
Yeah, you have to have people.
I don't want to talk to assholes on WoW.
They would have been mean. They're like, "Here, man, give these for your friends." First of all, what are those? Secondly, thank you for the
Well, I
gift.
mean, I was gonna give them to like Juan and Frank and Seabass, but like at the time, none of them had computers, so it's like, well, these are worthless.
Yeah. That's my problem too. I don't have PC. I've never PC gamed, so a lot of this cool stuff I just never got into it because I didn't have the capacity to do any of that stuff. Even though I kind of wanted to, but at the same time, I was like, maybe it's a good thing I didn't do any of that because that shit looks time consuming as fuck. And especially if I'm in something that I really like, it will absorb me. Like it'll absorb all my time. I'll be uh I'll be the guys. I'll be South Park neckbeards. That'll be
WoW
me.
for me was fun when I had something that I was working towards. Like every once in a while, there'd be like, oh, if you finish this quest line, you get this cool mount, and be like, well, I'll try to get the stupid mount. I don't really care. And that's when I would play, and that's when I would have fun when I was like working towards that. But on its own, granted, I haven't played like the last two expansions. Well, there's a new one coming out. I haven't played the last one and haven't played War Within. I think those revamped a lot of stuff, so it's probably different than the WoW I played. It might be more fun for me, but
Which is the? Isn't there one of these MMOs that like you can make real money off of it, like in game? You can get paid for it. Is it
It's
like
called
Star
WoW.
Citizen? Really? Can you? Like,
Yeah, there's people that will mine like gold and then they'll sell the gold.
It's really all of them. Like,
really, you
like,
can do. Fuck, dude. Maybe
well,
that might
I
be
mean,
it's
my new game.
against the terms of service.
Oh,
Yeah.
god damn it! This is legal. I was like, I thought, man, because sometimes like I'm playing like No Man's Sky, like whenever you scan anything, like you get to a new planet and you're just scanning everything in fucking sight, you get paid for it. Like you get credits. Your credits are uploaded. I was like, man, if only it was this easy in real fucking life. I just run around scanning every fucking squirrel and blade of grass I see. Like if only it was that fucking easy, like for real. I could have swore I don't know where I'm seeing it, but it was like Star Citizen or one of those where like they were using, I think it was Ethereum was the currency. People were exchanging Ethereum or
like
one
crypto.
of the they were doing like crypto or something at one point, and people were making shitloads of money or spending money. I don't even know. Just remember money had to do with it. I was like, man, if it's that fucking easy, shit, I'll load up fucking WoW, right? I'll max out my credit card, give me a PC, and I'll start mining gold on fucking WoW just to not have to go to work.
Yeah, no, you could. The big thing when I was working there was so there's a WoW token. You buy this in the game with gold off the auction house, and then you can change it for either a month of game time or $15 in Blizzard credit. Right, like
Blizzard bucks.
Yeah, well, they call it.
That guy hopefully was fired.
It might have been.
He's like, well, I don't know if
funny
you know
you
this,
should
Pago.
say that.
I don't know if you know about this, Pago, but they're not there no more. I'm with a lot of other people.
But yeah, you could change it for $15 in the store credit. So what a lot of people, particularly from certain countries, would do is they would just get a shit ton of gold by hook or by crook, right? Like sometimes they would, make trades in game like, hey, you're having trouble with this boss, I can beat it for you, just, pay me. That's perfectly fine. That's above board, but you have to do a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And then, there were others that were just like using cheats to like kill a bunch of enemies and
Mm-hmm.
get a bunch of gold or get a bunch of resources and sell all that. But anyway, they get a bunch of gold. They buy a bunch of WoW tokens. They change all those WoW tokens, save for the one that they need for their game time
Mm-hmm.
to re-up their month or whatever. They buy a bunch of tokens, change all those for Blizzard bucks. Then they buy a random game from the shop. Usually it was Overwatch. Overwatch 1 back in that at that time. If you buy it as a gift, it used to be you could email a code to whoever you were gifting it to,
Yeah.
and they cash in that code and they got the game. You could just email it to yourself. Like, you could just buy it as a gift and put your own damn email on there.
Yeah.
You get the code, and then you could just sell that bitch for real money on VGA or eBay. So that's what a bunch of people were doing. And I don't know if they ever put a stop to it. I think they were going to get rid of the email gifting system. I don't know if it's still there or not. But yeah, that's what.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, gotta get that hustle on.
And FYI, people that buy games on VGA, if you buy it on VGA and you get screwed, don't go to Blizzard customer support thinking they'll help you. They will not.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
Basically,
yeah. Like, you didn't buy it from the Blizzard store, so like, there ain't shit for me to refund. Like,
sorry,
what do
you didn't buy it from me. You buy it from these other places.
Exactly. All right. Let me quickly go to the games that I'm playing. So, I'm still playing that Silent Hill 2 remake. If memory of the original game is serving correctly, I'm basically on the final stretch. But even saying like, "Oh, I'm on the final stretch," is like, I'm still looking at like 6 to 8 hours of gameplay.
Whoa.
So we'll see how that goes. It's because it also, man, like the game it's pretty challenging, and that's that I'm still doing it on like the normal difficulty. So it also just depends like how those monsters like wreck me, right? And if I'm not too.
Does the remake have a separate difficulty for puzzles?
Yes,
I think 3 did that, or maybe
yes, it did.
Yeah.
And thank God it did.
Yeah.
Oh, so where you can make the puzzles easier, even though the game itself is hard, but it's like, you know what, I ain't got time for these fucking puzzles.
Yeah, it's because these puzzles, like especially in the older ones, some of them were fucking ridiculous. Like, what the fuck? Like, who would figure this shit out? Like, normally.
Yeah,
it's like, who was this game for?
The famous example is that if you set it to like the hardest difficulty, the puzzle setting, the famous puzzle was that there was one where you had to like arrange some books in a certain way, and if you set it to the hardest, the only clues that you got were lines from like Shakespearean plays, but they weren't the famous ones. Like, this wasn't fucking Hamlet and Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. And I'm glad you bring that up, because it's like, I have a minor in theater arts. Studying Shakespeare was a fucking requirement in order to get that degree. Even at my peak in college, I would not have been able to solve that fucking puzzle. That is how like hardcore thespian level knowledge you had to have of Shakespeare to solve that puzzle.
The creators were like secret theater nerds. We like, you know what? This is how we're gonna get them to read Shakespeare. It's a pack by librarians and theater nerds. You know what? Get them into the library. Get them to check out all these books.
And it's funny because the game is originally in Japanese, so I'm wondering is like, what if it was just like a translation thing? Like in Japan, they
Translation error.
did a different or like a localization thing.
Yeah.
Where in Japan they used a different author, maybe one that's a little more well known, that like maybe your common Japanese person could
Wouldn't know.
figure it out, and then they're trying to localize it here, and it's like, well, what's our equivalent? Just put fucking Shakespeare.
Be like, what do Americans read Shakespeare, right? Yeah. Well, man, that'll be the author.
You know what I think it could have been in Japanese if they did like localize it to something different here in America. It could have been the paintings by Hokusai. Cause so you know that painting, The Great Wave?
Yeah.
Fun fact, the wave isn't the subject of that painting.
Is it the mountain?
It's the mountain. It's part of a series called 37 Views of Mount Fuji.
Mm-hmm.
So he did like 37 different paintings, and that would be something that, like, yeah, put them in order, bitch.
That's actually very clever. Very clever. Send that to what's it called? The creators of the new Ghost of Yotai. Be like, that's one of the secret puzzles you have to solve.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, I love puzzles and everything. But sometimes whenever I see like all these, I'll watch a lot of those YouTube videos of the people solving certain things in the games. And part of me is like, how? How did you figure that out? Like, am I just dumb? Do I not pay enough attention to be like, oh, that might be something right there? Like, I don't know how they do this shit. Or do they just go into the code and be like, oh, hey, there's something here. I got to check that out. I'm going to figure that out. That's just what I figured.
Yeah, there's 3 puzzles off the top of my head that I know in this remake that just throw me off, and I said, nah, fuck it, and I looked them up, like, what's the answer? And flat out, for like 2 of them, like, I was never gonna fucking get it, like, even like, and one of them was just more ridiculous in that you get like these 3 keys or objects, whatever. The 3 key items you need to advance the story. I'm trying to keep it spoiler free. And you're supposed to put them in a certain order. And they rotate too. So you have to put them in the correct alignment and in the correct order. I could not figure out, like, how are you supposed to put them? What order do they go in? Like, even when I looked it up and they had an explanation of like how it goes, I still didn't fucking get it. So I don't know. And then here's one that, like, I will describe it very lightly, but people who have played the game will know what I'm talking about. We'll call it the bug room, the cockroach room.
Oh.
Okay, so that one, I didn't know what the fuck I had to do, but that's part of the puzzle. The game doesn't tell you. You just have to figure it out and know, but time is against you. You can't stay in the room. You'll die.
No.
So I had to, like, fuck it, pause the game. What do I do? And they're like, oh yeah, the game doesn't tell you. You just have to figure it out. I'm like, well, how was I supposed to figure that out?
Be like, I'm fighting for my life here.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to figure this shit out?
It's because my dumbass was looking around the room for like a clue or like a combination or something. And it's like, no.
Which is what normal people would do.
Wait, nope. In this one, you just have to figure it out. I'm like, bastard.
Just have to guess. Okay,
yep.
Here goes my instinct.
Yep. Oh. Legit. You just have to guess.
Be like, thank God this isn't real life. Click.
But so I've been playing that, and then I've also been playing Sonic and Shadow Generations. Yeah. So I never played the original Sonic Generation, so to me, this is a brand new Sonic game. And it's great. It's fun. It's very much one of the better Sonic games in my opinion. And this is coming from a guy who I'm like, I think the last like really good Sonic game was probably Sonic Adventure 2 on the Dreamcast / GameCube. But to be fair, there's the 3DS Sonic games, and I never played those, so those are probably good too. But wait, I'm coming from that where I wasn't a big fan of some of these newer ones, and so then this one that you got your 2D levels, which are awesome, and then you have your 3D ones that just work really well. It's like, yeah, this is a really cool game. And then you have the Shadow stuff that's just totally new, totally brand new. It's their version of Bowser's Fury is the best way I can describe it. Yeah, so you have like the Super Mario 3D World, which was a game that already came out, and then they just attached that Bowser's Fury, and it was kind of just like, I guess you could say, like DLC, where they just took the assets from 3D World, but then just built a new game, if you will, out of that. They did very similar here, where they took the assets from Generations and then just built a Shadow game out of it. And yeah, that Shadow game is definitely the best part about this whole fucking package. the you're I have to force myself to play the Sonic Generations because I know I'm only gonna want to play the Shadow parts because they're much better. But it's like, no, it's so good that when you go to Sonic Generations, it's a tier lower, and it's like, no, you gotta do both.
Because it's the Keanu Reeves Sonic.
Not yet. They'll add that later. But yes, they are gonna put Keanu Reeves
next month, I think.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Just in time for Christmas.
Because the movie comes out around Christmas, if I'm not mistaken. So
I forgot that was coming out this year. I thought it was gonna be next year for some reason.
No, I am unspeakably hyped for this goddamn movie.
But you know what? Even though Sonic Shadow and Sonic is good, you know what? It's not better than fucking Black Ops. It said it was gonna beat Black Ops, and it didn't beat Black Ops.
It did beat Black Ops, dude. No one's talking about Black Ops anymore.
It's a conspiracy now. It's a conspiracy now. They're not talking about it. They don't want you to know.
Dude, Shadow Generations is so good. They're coming out with a movie in a month.
Yeah, but that movie was already in development, though.
And Black Ops hasn't been in development.
Nah, they just came up with that on fucking July, and they're like, you know what? We'll just release this. It's the same fucking thing every year.
All I'm saying.
I mean, let's be real. It's Call of Duty. It's the same fucking thing every year. You just throw in a different skin in a different era. Like I may be a shill, but like it's like I know what I'm getting. I know what I'm getting myself into. It's like going back to that horrible X every time. It's like I know what I signed up for.
Is I keep getting those TikToks of the fucking war veteran grandpa, and he's not playing Black Ops, right? He's still playing Battlefield.
Oh yeah, the sniping grandpa. Yeah. But he's playing the old Battlefield, I think, not the 2042, because nobody liked 2042.
They fixed most of it now. I mean, I don't play either, so I don't really care. Yeah. But it's in a better state than when it was when it launched.
That sniping grandpa, I love watching his videos. I'm like, dude, like you must have been a fucking beast back in the day. Now you just did a little bit of tweaking, and you're like, holy fuck, this guy's good.
Maybe it's just because like they were showing fucking Lethal Weapon on Sci-Fi earlier, so I was watching it. But like, there's a part where Riggs is like, "Yeah, man, I killed a guy from like I don't know, fucking a mile downwind, like crazy ass winds, super hard. Only like 8 people in the world could have made that shot." I'm like, did they base the fucking grandpa off? Is Riggs based off this grandpa?
I think Riggs is based off the grandpa. Riggs has got to be based off the grandpa. It's my algorithm gives me like the sniping grandpa. There's a couple of like there's a grandma that plays. I think it's PTA or something, and then the other videos I get are just the Call of Duty people just throwing the game out the fucking window because of the 3 Omni movements that people are doing. And then the last one is just the Deadpool Wolverine music and how like every epic scene of somebody dying is just that music in the background and it just says how men want to die. And then I just click like because I'm like, yes, absolutely.
I do like
Last thing I'll say on the whole Shadow versus Black Ops debacle
yes.
is that I am not conceding. If anything, this is probably my strongest argument for why Shadow the Hedgehog is a superior game. No one was hyped for Black Ops that they had to give away the game for free.
It's not free
on Game Pass.
$14 a month for it.
They had to put it for free to get people to play it.
That's not even a strong argument. That's just
it's the strongest argument.
That's just being mean.
Considering how much money they spent on it
at this point.
Considering how much money Microsoft spent to get it, and then for them to just put it out for free, yeah, that's kind of.
Well, they even you know what they even did like 2 weeks before the game came out. Microsoft has always had like this free trial for like $1 for Game Pass, and right before Black Ops 6 came out, they completely removed that shit. Like, oh, absolutely not! You're paying full fucking price.
Yeah,
and people did, but also everybody kind of knew that Black Ops is it's fucking Black Ops. It's Call of Duty. Everybody knows what you're getting into. Of course, not many people were excited. Like, I'm a campaign person. I like playing the single player mode, but this zombies really surprised a lot of people. That's really why people are playing it. Mainly it's for the zombies. Like the round-based zombies is back, and so that's just. And they always have great Easter eggs and all these things. I remember one of the Easter eggs of back in the day when you were playing the different characters, and now the only way to get the ending is you have to walk across this like no man's land on all the planks, and you can't touch the mud. And I'm like, how did you even figure that shit out? Who told you this? Like, there's no way you could have known, or there's a clue that says you have to walk on each and every single wooden plank within like 45 seconds to get from one end to the other. If you touch the mud, it doesn't work, and you have to. It's fucking ridiculous. But it's a great ending, or one of the good like secret endings, or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Blops is better than Sonic. Cool. Thank you. All right, continue.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yes.
Keanu Reeves Sonic in theaters.
So, yep. Keanu Reeves is in Shadow. All right. We got to move on from that. We'll be here all night.
Be here all day.
And that'll be the whole episode. Black Ops versus Shadow.
Versus Shadow. And then Shadow wins. Let's be real.
All right. So let's just, I guess for the remainder of the episode, we'll do things a little different. We'll just go over some of the bigger headlines that have been happening in the gaming space. So first things first, we should talk about the new Pokemon trading card game that dropped on the cell phones.
On mobile, yeah.
And I guess the big thing we got to get out of the way is like, man, it's about damn time.
Yeah. It really is.
I hadn't used my Switch in a while, so I didn't know. Like I'm still paying for the membership and everything because it's like $20. But I just hadn't used it in a hot minute, and then I turned it on like a couple of weeks ago, and I went through like all the Game Boy games, and I think they added the Pokemon trading card Game Boy game onto it. If I'm not mistaken.
Shit! Okay.
Yeah. I really like that fucking game. I rented it. The only thing was that it was like super short, because like I beat it in a rental. But yeah, it was fun. Because of that game, I learned how to actually play the fucking Pokemon card game. But yeah,
actually, just super side tangent because you brought up that you're paying for the membership. It's like we should probably also mention that they added another reason to get the membership. They added that music app, the Nintendo Music.
Oh, the Nintendo Music app, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
I'm gonna be using the shit out of that once I start working.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. In short, for people who don't know what we're talking about, is if you have a Nintendo Online membership, you also get access to an app called Nintendo Music, which is basically their version of Spotify, but it has all the music and all the tracks from several of their games.
Yeah.
And it even has built-in features where, like, if you just need something as like white noise to help you fall asleep, it has built-in extensions for the song so that it can extend it to like 15 minutes or an hour, whatever
Oh,
you
that's
need.
nice.
And yeah, and they got, everything from the classics to, I think, even like some of the more modern hits. But anyway, yeah. So that's the little side tangent. Okay, back to Pokemon.
Yes, the game is fun. I like the design of the cards and everything. But my bad luck still persists. I'm not getting that many rares or illustrations or nothing. I'm still getting like 14 fucking pincers a pack every single
Have you
time.
have you heard that supposed hack that's going on online for how to
No, I
get?
haven't looked into anything yet.
So there's a hack, but I don't know if this is true, but it's spreading everywhere. It's that if when you're picking the booster pack,
Hmm.
if you turn it sideways and if there's like a little bump
Hmm.
on the top of the pack, like if it's not completely flat, there's a little
Yeah.
curve, then there's an EX card in that
Oh,
booster
okay.
pack.
I'm gonna try that tonight because I get
So
to my new
I
opening booster.
the I tried it and it did work for me,
Probably been
but I
patched
only
already.
tried it the one time. The rest of the time, all of the packs were flat. None of them had the
Mm.
bump. But it was true that I didn't get an EX card when it was flat. But
Mm.
again, I'm willing to admit that it only worked for me the one time. I don't know if it was just a fluke. It hasn't happened
Hmm.
for me again. I haven't been lucky.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah. I mean, I'll try it.
yeah. I'll
What
try
I've
it
been,
tonight.
my dumbass has just been like, oh, you get to pick the boost. I just spin it and then
Same.
I've
I
been
whatever.
just
doing
hit
that too.
spin
Spin
and
it. Yeah.
just tap. Like, all right, this is the one. Hell yeah.
um,
Hmm.
have you guys gotten one that's backwards?
Yes, I've gotten a
Yes.
couple that are
Yeah.
backwards.
I didn't know
Um,
if like I had accidentally like flicked it or something, but like twice I think when I spun it, it there'll be one that's backwards. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
I think you can
I'll,
flip it
You
yourself.
can
I
you
think.
can
you
spin the
can,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, you can like turn the pack around and everything, but like it's a since I just like do the spin,
Yeah.
Hmm.
I
It
shouldn't
should
have
be
touched
front
it. It
facing.
should be front
Yeah.
facing, but like it's backwards. And I'm like,
Yeah,
did
that
did
happened to
I
me one of the
accident?
times when I was doing that bullshit where you look at it from the
Yeah.
side for the bump. So I did that, and well, yeah, it put the pack backwards. Actually, it was when I got the EX. It put the pack backwards, and when I opened it, it does open the cards backwards. So because of that, it
Oh
pulled the
yeah,
EX
the X is in
first.
the front. Yeah.
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 Whenever I see one that's already been flipped, I choose that pack just in case. Oh, maybe I got lucky and is a special
Hmm.
pack. That's what I thought at first. I was like, ooh, a special pack of
Nah,
something. And I
not
was like,
me. I
oh
got
no,
a
it's just
I got like a basic. Well,
yeah.
it
It hasn't
wasn't
come out lucky for
special.
me.
It was like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's still kind of a rare one, but I got a
Yeah.
gold duck, and it was just like a normal gold duck. Like it wasn't
Yeah,
EX or
I
like
haven't got
full art
anything
or
special
anything.
out of them either.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Speaking of Pokemon, I could. Do you think this is a good thing? Just because I feel like the collecting hobby has kind of been ruined a little bit, and of course, because it happened to sneakers,
Hmm.
and now it's happening to One Piece cards and Pokemon cards right now.
Hmm.
Fucking scammers, dude! Holy shit. Um, I collect because I just like the way the cards look. Personally, I was like, oh, it's
Yeah.
fucking cool. I like the art in the
Hmm.
cards. So I think that's
Hmm.
really cool. That's the reason I go and buy cards and stuff. But here at the local Walmart and even at the GameStop sometimes, I can't find shit. I can't find
Yeah.
anything. I've gotten some really good pulls because this is the only thing I have access to. I've gotten really lucky a few times. I got a few really according to the internet, they're very expensive cards that I pulled out of like some random shit in Walmart. But like I lately, I can't find shit. Sometimes when I go to Walmart, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna see if there's anything. There's It's fucking ransacked. If it's not ransacked and there's nothing there, like you just see a bunch of open packs all over the place. I'm like, ah, shit.
Hmm.
And then I saw a video this morning of I guess because I still don't know everything yet. I don't know I don't really know what's going on. I just started collecting again, so I'm like, ooh, this is whatever sets out right now. Which I started when I think it was Paldea Fates was a set that was out when I started again. and I'm still trying to
Okay.
find that goddamn magic card card. It's my chase card that I'm trying to get right now. But I'm seeing this, and apparently the 151 is kind of like the reprints of the old set with these really great illustrations. They were kind of gone, and now somebody went to Costco, and they're like, oh hey, look, if you go to Costco, they have these tin sets that are like $30. It comes with like 6 tins and 6 or 7 tins, and they're all the 151s. Dude, I saw a video of these people in Costco destroying the display and like literally fighting each other to grab as many of these things as I can. I've seen other videos of somebody that works, they have a comic book store, and they went to the local store and they bought the whole pallet. Every pallet, they bought it all. And then they went
Jesus.
home and they, of course, they did like a TikTok live or a YouTube of them just opening up all the packs and now reselling all the cards. And people were pissed. I was like, I'd kind of be pissed too, because now it's like it's not even fun anymore. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to collect because I wanted the whole collection. Yeah, it's like, but now it's becoming so hard to find, and it's even making them even more expensive because I just
Yeah.
can't find anything. And it's the same thing with sneakers. Sneaker stuff has been happening like that. I know you guys don't collect sneakers. I have friends that collect sneakers, and you go to these shows, and sometimes I'm just confused. I'm like, what? How can you tell if it's fake? I don't even like. I just want to go buy the packs from the stores because I'm afraid to go buy from somebody like at a convention or anything like that because I feel like I'm going to be getting scammed. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. With cards, it's kind of always been around
yeah,
because,
Yeah.
I mean, just not to this degree. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely the
internet,
Twitch and
yeah,
influencer era has changed the game a lot.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Fucking
But
Jake Paul.
like, I don't really. I'm not really into Magic the Gathering, but I do
Mm-hmm.
like watching those videos and watching
Yeah.
people play it. Like, I find that fun. And there is every once in a while there's a channel that I watch, Tolarian Community College. Shout out to them. I
Mm-hmm.
think they're the biggest like Magic the Gathering channel on YouTube.
Mhm.
But Wizards of the Coast has been doing this like kind of artificial scarcity thing with their sets because
Mm-hmm.
like now they're doing the Universes Beyond where they bring in like, oh, Transformers cards are now in Magic the Gathering, but you have to
Yeah.
buy these like the
Mhm.
Universes Beyond,
Yeah.
the Secret Lair. I think that's what they're called. It used to be that you would pre-order those and they were kind of like made to print. So if you pre-ordered, you were guaranteed
You
to
were
get
gonna
that
get
card.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like now, no. Like they just run out. Like,
Ooh.
and it's to the point where even people that are like really hardcore fans, like
Yeah.
there was a Secret Lair recently that the professor of Tolarian Community College, the host, I don't know his actual name, Brian, I think his name is
Mm-hmm.
Brian. um, he put out a video saying like, yeah, I'm a big fan of this property. I forgot what the other property was that they were like bringing into Magic. He's like, I'm a big fan of it, and I was going to pre-order, but like by the time I refreshed the page, like as soon as it went live, it was sold out. I couldn't get it. So I'm not gonna get one. Like that's it.
Yeah. And with I'm still trying to figure out how they're finding all this stuff out. I'm still trying. That's my biggest thing. There is a set of Pokemon cards out there that's based on like famous art pieces, like the script. I forgot. I don't know the name of it. I know I should, but it's like the screaming one and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
And
Van Gogh.
it's got like Ghastly and Hunter and like different Pokemon in that same pose. There's one
Mhm.
of Pikachu in a hat. These are extremely rare cards that they only have like a few prints of, and I'm always trying to figure out how do you guys find this out. Like, somebody tell me, where do I need to go to find out and how to get it, or how can I go there? And even the Pokemon Center, the website, they even
Mhm.
get on it because a lot of the stores like Walmart, Walgreens, and all the other stores, they do like their own like mystery boxes kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's and honestly, like, it's kind of a waste of money in reality, because you're the pull rate or the ability to get something that's going to be rare or whatever's rare at the time is just so, I feel like it's worse than playing the lottery. Like,
Yeah.
it's worse than playing the lottery. Like, you have a better chance at playing the lottery than getting this out of this pack, like it says it's going. Because I feel like it's not even going to be in there. But even Pokemon Center released their own Pokemon mystery box, and it came with several packs. But it also comes with a bunch of really cool like exclusives, like plushies, a hat, and it's all gonna be random, and it's only $50. So like it was like, even in my opinion, I was like, that's actually decently priced, I think, for
Yeah.
what you're getting. Like, you're getting like 5 packs, I think, or 6 packs, random packs, Poke booster packs. You're getting like a hat, some random hat out of like 8. You're getting like 3 different plushies, plus you're getting like a little statue, and there's only like certain amounts, and then some pins, which for like $50 isn't, and even the box art itself is actually really, really cool.
Yeah, I
And
probably
now,
would buy
like, I
one.
just found out now, like, there's a
Mhm.
Greninja box that was just, I didn't even, like, again, I don't know how they're finding this out. And I saw the video this morning, and the guy's casually like, yeah, when this set first came out, I opened 500 packs. I'm like, excuse me? 500 packs when it first came? How did you get, where, how? And of course, I think some of them are like wholesalers and stuff like that, so they have access to these things. But then it makes me realize I'm broke. I'm broke as shit. Like, I can't do any of my hobbies. Like, my old hobby used to be cars. I can't do that because I can't afford the car parts to build my drift car. Now it's like, oh well, Pokemon cards or One Piece cards. Oh, that'll be my little hobby now, because I can buy a couple of packs here and there. They're only like $4 or $5 a pack. That's not bad. Maybe I'll save up some money and go get a bunch of them all at once, and see what I get. And now it's like, bro, you can't even get the fucking pack. Can't even get anything.
Mhm.
Like,
And
fuck, dude.
I think this is where like a lot of stores are getting in on like, putting up policies that it's
Yeah.
only two per customer, one per customer.
Yeah.
I know, like, not with cards, but the model kits for
Yes.
Gundams,
Yeah.
that those it was becoming a big problem with like resellers and stuff.
Yes.
So what some stores in like Japan started doing to like fight it, and it's really clever, is they now, when you buy it, they open it and then they break off all the pieces from the tray, and then they put it back in the box, and then they give it,
Oh,
they sell it to you,
I'd be
because
so mad.
because
So mad.
if you are genuinely just interested in the model kit,
Yeah.
that's something you have to do.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
they're saving you time. They're doing
Yeah.
you a favor by doing that. But if you're gonna resell it, well,
Yeah.
you're gonna get your, and so that's what they started doing,
I'd
and
be
it's
mad just
really
because it's
clever.
unorganized. Like, what are you doing? That's supposed to be quadrant 1. Ah.
So that's what they start doing over there. So
Dang,
I
that's
think
rude.
it will be a, maybe it's like a matter of time as more and more stores implement some new rules, or maybe even like the Pokemon Company, if they think of a way to like decentivize this stuff. But let's face it, I
They're
don't think
reprinting. Yeah.
yeah.
They're doing some reprints, I think, in February is what I heard in the
Hmm.
rumors. What I would like to see, though, I don't know, like, after seeing the art cards, like with Pikachu and all that, like based on the arts, I kind of wish. I know it sounds weird, but I would like for them to do just a specific set, maybe of like 10 illustration rares or special illustration rares
Hmm.
that are specific to that region. Like, for example, like my favorite one would be like a set of 10 cards that you can only buy in Mexico stores. That's those Pokemon
Hmm.
are on those cards are only going to be in Spanish, and they're only going to be sold in Mexico. You can't get them in the United States. You can't get them. No, you have to, if you want them, your ass got to go to Mexico and go buy like every, and it'd be cool too, because I mean, there's certain Pokemon that, like, that's a Mexican Pokemon, or that Pokemon that you would find in Mexico, like
Walucha, yeah.
Walucha, yeah, like Walucha. I'm sure, though, I think that would be
Ludicolo,
something
yeah.
ludicrous. Yeah, those would be like something that, or like, because we just had our event at my job, the Dia de los Muertos set of Pokemon cards for whenever they
Hmm.
do their Halloween. They always release their sets of like uh trick or treat Halloween Pokemon cards, which are all like basic cards. There's nothing special in them. But imagine if there's like, oh, there's a set of Dia de los Muertos, like Pikachu and Gengar and all that in there. I don't know what would be a Xochitl, the dog. Houndoom probably, maybe I think would be the closest one.
It's a solid pick.
It would be a solid pick, yeah. Like those kind, definitely a Cubone and a Marowak would have to be in there. Or you could always have your classic starters, Dia de los Muertos style, by whatever, and again, do it for like just that regional artist. Like we're gonna do this special set, and it's only gonna be these Hispanic artists that are gonna do this complete. They're drawing the complete set for us. Because even on the cards, it tells you who the illustrator is for each of those cards. So something like that I don't know. I think it's a good idea, but also I think it might make people even more like.
I got one right here.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have like I have like 3 binders. But yeah, it's those kinds of things to make them rare, maybe more valuable, and I think it would drive sales too. Personally, I know it would drive because my ass would spend money on that shit. I live on the border. My ass would be in Mexico at the end of calling my cousins, hey, here's $100 fucking bucks. Go buy me like all these sets. I'll meet you at the bridge. I need my shit. But yeah, if you never know, it might make people even more
funny
ravenous.
If they give them to you in like nickel bags, like fucking dime bags.
Dime bags. Like, what is this? Hey, bro, like I need that Bulbasaur. You gotta give me that Bulbasaur, baby. That Bulbasaur. Come on, man, I need it. Give me the Squirtle. Yeah. But I mean, that's just I like Pokemon, and I kind of like this new TCG mobile game. But even then, I've already seen videos of people finding like a secret rare Mew card that I didn't even know you could get, and they already have almost a whole collection. I'm like, how? This game has been out 2 fucking days. How do you already? And of course, then I'm like, well, they probably spent money on the gold coins. Yeah. They spent the money on the gold coins. It's like, man, I can't do that. I ain't got that kind of money, bro.
Yeah, I ain't doing that shit.
I
haven't even burned any of my hourglasses. Like I'm sitting on 200 hourglasses.
Oh Jesus! I've spent my hourglasses.
No, I spent some because I needed to fill out the mission checklist to get
the same reason I did
it. And my dumbass, the day the game came out, I played it, right, and I didn't know that the Wonder Picks take so fucking long to recharge. So my dumbass on the first day, I used them all, thinking like, they'll restore by tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's like
24 a day for hours. One, right?
Yeah. It's 24 hours for one.
Yeah, that's like.
I did use the hourglasses for the Wonder Pick, but because it was the Chansey one.
I've gotten one Chansey one so far.
I got a Chansey, and I completed the Meowth one where it's like get 2 Meowths.
No, I haven't completed that.
I need to get 2 Chanseys now, so I'm waiting for the next Chansey pick.
I think I got 2 Chanseys, but I haven't done the Meowth one yet. I only
got the one Chansey and I got one Chansey and one Meowth.
I did get a Mewtwo. That's probably like the coolest
I haven't gotten that yet.
One that I've pulled. I pulled a Mewtwo somehow.
I've gotten a Gyarados and a Ditto.
I saw. Yeah, you were in my Wonder Picks today.
I was. Nice.
Son of a bitch.
I got 2 of them actually.
I think the best way is, remember how I was talking about that little bump on the EX I pulled, and the bump was a Moltres.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I got a Moltres too. Yeah.
I kind of want that Mew card. I saw the YouTube video of it, and I was like, "That's a really cute fucking card." If you made that,
I want a Mew
card.
I want
like all the Mew cards are really cute. I have like
Mew's
3
one of my favorites. He's on my backpack.
Yeah.
Look at him next to SpongeBob.
I'm so mad because I remember I still have the gold Pokemon cards from the movie.
From the movie?
Yeah, I just don't know where they are. I had them in my room somewhere. Probably in storage somewhere, and I just don't know where they are. And I still had the original card, but I gave the cards to Adrian, our cousin. I don't know what he did with them. I don't know. Motherfucker probably sold them or threw them away, to be totally honest. But
maybe Nikki has them because Nikki was into Pokemon.
I thought, but remember her ex? He used to be like a reseller. I was like, what if he fucking took them and resold them or kept them?
And then it turns out that dude was a piece of shit, man.
Piece of shit, bro. I'm like, damn. How did we not see this? He was a piece of shit to her. I was like, fuck, dude. And yeah, because I remember she told me he had a booth at San Diego Comic-Con apparently. He would sell at San Diego Comic-Con. So I was like, what if he did have them and motherfucker made money off of that shit? Because I remember those are like the first gens. That was what, 95, 98 maybe for me. And I was right going into high school. So that's how knows how much of a loser I am. I'm in high school collecting Pokemon cards and I'm 40 years old, still doing the fucking same. But yeah, like I told her, I called her one day. I sent her a message. I was like, hey, dude, like I know Adrian had my Pokemon cards. I was wondering if he maybe like handed them off to you. And she's like, I think so, but I don't remember. I was like, well, if you ever find them, I remember they're still in a yellow binder. That I still remember the color of the binder. It's one of those flexible binders. They were all in little pouches. If you find that shit, give it back. Like, that's money right there, but it's just my retirement plan. It's my retirement plan. I did find a really expensive Lugia card. That's like a chase card that people I didn't know what the fuck chase cards are either. I'm new to all this still. And I found it in one of those Pokeball tins that I bought at Walmart randomly. I was like, oh, that was nice. Cool. And I was like, oh, and again, the pack that I put, I didn't know it was like a pack that people were like very much after. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is badass. I was like, oh, and my reaction is like, well, that's fucking cool. Hell yeah. And then I go to look it up. Things like, how much is that? What? People are paying what? Still trying to find that Umbreon card. People are paying $1,000 for it.
What? Yo, damn. I'll find an Umbreon.
Dude, yeah. If you ever come across Evolving Skies booster packs, buy them because the Sylveon, I have a Sylveon that I pulled out of it that the last time I checked, it was like $100 for the card. That's what it goes for. And then there's an Umbreon card. And that one is one of the rarest ones. It's the most expensive one. One of the most expensive. It's like $1,000 right now or something like that in the market price. Mm-hmm. And every time I find those booster packs, they're selling the packs for like $20 a pop. If you like, when I go to the trade nights and stuff like that, some people will have the booster packs, and they'll be like, "Hey, how much for the Evolving Skies?" It's like, "Oh, it's $20." Fuck, I could buy like 5 other packs for that much, but I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth it.
Funny enough, going back to overtime. When we were talking about Mew, when I went with you with the market day, and there's a bunch of guys like selling cards and stuff. I remember one time when it was just me and Paco, we went, like the one thing I bought was a guy was selling a Mew card.
Yeah.
And I bought it for my wife because Mew is like her favorite Pokemon, if I'm not mistaken.
It's all about Growlithe.
Yep. So I got her that. So I got her the card just because I knew like she would want it. But me myself, I left empty-handed. I bought that for her, and she did end up really, really liking the card. So it all worked out.
Yeah, no, I have a couple of those expensive rare cards. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I just collect them because I like them. People have tried to trade me for them. I'm like, no. They're like, why not? I was like, because I want the card. I like it. I wanted the card. Like if I will sell it. Like because I have an extra one. But right now I'm still that goddamn Magikarp card. There's like 4 cards that I'm really desperately trying to find, but I don't have the money to go spend. I was like, man, I gotta pay bills, bro. I gotta pay my phone bill. I just put tires in the car. Like, fuck, bro. I'm sorry. I can't spend the money right now. I don't have that kind of income. I'm about to tell the old lady that I work with who goes to the casino all the time to go with me so she can bless me. Because she wins every time she goes. I'm like, bro, let me go with you. Give me some of that good luck. She wins all the time at the fucking casino. I'm like, damn, what are you doing? But yeah.
Anyway, and then just to wrap things up before we go, the last thing I do want to bring up about the Pokemon card game app is that it does teach you how to play the game.
Yes.
So it's not just collecting, you can actually learn to play the game. It has built-in tutorials.
If you want to learn, play.
Yeah, the only thing I say kind of is because it automatically generates energy. Mm-hmm. Whereas in the real card game, you got to put that shit in your deck, bro. Like,
the actual energy cards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a good thing. I like it. I think it's a fun little app.
But it is free. There is in-app purchases as there is with several of these app, but it is free. So those of you that are intrigued or interested, I would say give it a shot. Especially if you're on the broke side or don't want to deal with
Yep.
fighting people at
the
Target.
fucking Costco and Target.
Costco, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to fight people.
Here you go.
You know what?
And if you do have the game, look me up on Pack Nasty. We can give each other cards and thank yous and little tickets.
On the subject of the actual cards in Costco, every once in a while, like Sam's Club knows I'm annoyed, so it'll tell me like, "Hey, check out these deals. Don't you want to buy like this or that?" And it's told me that they've had like Pokemon cards every once in a while, but I don't think it's ever been like tins. It's always been like the little box with the big ass,
the box.
Like,
it's a big ass box with several different promo cards and stuff, and then the packs in the background.
Yeah, and I bought one before, like when I started recollecting, like I don't know, 7-8 years ago. I had like a giant EX Charizard.
Yeah,
Charizard.
Pokemon.
I remember
I have a
that.
giant Pikachu.
Yeah.
I have one of those, a giant Pikachu and a giant Lugia.
Yeah, but they'll have those at Sam's Club, but I never seen like a tin or any like loose boosters.
I think these are tins. The loose boosters you really only find like at Walmart, Target, and like Walgreens, and even Dollar General. I found some old stuff, but it's behind the counter. It's always like, at least at Walgreens and Dollar General, when I saw them, they're behind the counter. And Dollar General had some old stuff. I'm like, oh shit, they have that? Dude, that's like a sought after pack. Like, hey, let me get 3 of those. But then I feel weird because it's always like sometimes a really pretty girl and just a beer. No yeah, just a beer. I want those cards, but I'm like,
just a beer
and
the shake weight. Shake weight.
You know what? Throw in a Slim Jim in there. I'm
for
a
protein.
Man. I sit there and stock the store, wait for like a dude to be behind the counter. Sweet, bro, give me like all of those Pokemon cards right there.
It's like you're buying
Say
porn.
Whatever you want.
Like, what the...
It's like, well, this 40-year-old man doesn't buy porn; he buys Pokemon cards. Be like, don't judge me. It's my retirement plan. I'm telling you, this is what's gonna make me a millionaire. It's gonna buy my yacht. I'm gonna name that bitch after a Pokemon. The Ditto. This is gonna be the Ditto of my fucking yacht.
All right, and on that note, we will wrap things up. So, you alphas, thank you for listening in and tuning in, and we appreciate you all. And let us know in the comments what you guys collect. Do you guys collect Pokemon cards, or what? If you don't, what do you collect?
And what's your favorite Pokemon card if you do collect?
Oh yeah, let us.
Who's your favorite Pokemon? Because we can guarantee you're wrong.
There are no wrong answers, except
yes, there is. Somebody's just gonna send pictures of Bidoof.
It's gonna be all our comments. But yes, for you Bidoofa lovers out there, put your thesis in the comments.
Why Bidoof is the best.
Yes. And on that note, we'll wrap things up here. We'll catch you all on the next one.
Laters.
Peace.
Peace.